Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a really interesting turn. We're diving into some sources that combine, well, pretty advanced engineering with some very provocative ideas about human rights and longevity.
It's quite a mix, definitely. We've got technical details on an air purifier, the Air 6-free Maze purifier, but then also this philosophical document. It's called the Human Longevity Declaration, Toxin-Free Aging.
Yeah, and the authors listed are Fuchi Wu, who they call Master, and Junshi Dage, dated July 2025.
Right. So quite recent.
So our mission today really is twofold. First, we need to unpack the tech claims. I mean, what makes this purifier supposedly creator-level technology? That's a bold statement.
It really is. And then second, we have to explore that philosophical leap they take. The idea that slowed aging isn't some, luxury item for the wealthy.
But a basic human right.
Yes.
Achievable just by cleaning up our environment.
Exactly. Specifically a toxin-free environment. But before we even get to the rights part, that tech claim is, well, it's audacious. The master claims the system based on a U.S. patent, mind you, U.S. 8268058B2, granted years ago, apparently without opposition.
Okay, so it's patented.
Right. But here's the kicker. They claim top scientists, even big tech companies, have looked at the public patent data and just can't figure it out, can't replicate it.
Huh. So the blueprint is out there, it's legal, but the know-how isn't. What's the secret ingredient that makes it creator level?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Let's try to dissect the device itself. The Air 6-free Maze Purifier. That name itself is a big promise.
6-free. What does that actually mean?
It's very specific in the documents. It means the air coming out is guaranteed to be dust-free, germ-free, toxin-free, smoke-free, odor-free, and heavy metal-free, the whole package.
Okay, that list, dust, germs, toxins, smoke, odor, heavy metals, that's where they say the paradigm shift happens, right?
Precisely. They argue this is the only device in the world that truly gets rid of toxic airborne particulates and aerosols, and the goal is explicit.
To let machines do the filtering.
Yeah, to return the duty of air cleaning to machines is how they put it. So that, and this is a direct quote, people no longer act as living filters.
Wow. That paints a picture. Like our lungs are just overworked filters for environmental pollution.
It's a pretty strong indictment of, well, the air we typically breathe. They're claiming to completely remove that biological burden, but okay, for that to be remotely credible, we need to look at the mechanism. It can't just be a fancy HEPA filter.
No, definitely not. So the documents lay out this 5-step maze purification principle. How does it supposedly handle the really tiny stuff, the ultrafine particles that normally get through?
Okay, so standard filters like HEPA catch particles above a certain size, right? And carbon filters grab some chemicals. This system, though, aims for something more permanent, destruction and fixation.
All right, walk us through it. Step 1 and 2.
These are the prep stages. You've got an ionization zone and then dual electrostatic pre-filters. They grab the bigger stuff, dust, pollen, even microplastics. But they also say it neutralizes VOCs.
Volatile organic compounds, the chemical gases from paint, furniture, cleaners.
Exactly. And they stress neutralize, as in break down, not just trap them temporarily like some filters might.
Okay, that's a key difference. What's step 2?
Step 2 is a secondary ionization stage. This one does more pathogen neutralization, more chemical breakdown, but critically, it charges everything left. All the remaining particles, aerosols, down to the nanoscale, they all get hit with a strong negative charge.
Negatively charged. Okay, so now they're primed for. Step 3, the electrostatic collection maze box. They call it the sacrificial black box. Sounds dramatic.
It does, yeah. And this is supposedly the core of the permanent removal. Think of it less like a filter sheet and more like a toxin jail.
A jail.
Kind of. The air, now full of these negatively charged tiny bits, flows into this box, this maze. As it goes through, water evaporates from any aerosol droplets, leaving just the toxic residue.
And because it's negatively charged?
It gets pulled hard towards positively charged plates inside the box. They say it's deposited onto these plates.
Okay, but lots of electrostatic filters attract particles. What makes this deposition so special? Why irreversibly fixed?
That's their main point against conventional filters. Normal filters get full, they degrade, things can get released back into the air, especially chemicals. Here, they emphasize the toxic stuff is solidly plated and irreversibly fixed, like chemically bonded, neutralized, locked away for good.
Ah, I see. So that's the direct link to the longevity claim. If you stop the accumulation by removing toxins permanently from your immediate environment.
You stop the decades-long buildup in your body, which they claim is the real driver of rapid aging. It's not just about cleaner air now, it's about stopping a continuous internal poisoning process.
That makes sense. Okay, what about step 4, the maze effect?
Right, so after the plating in the box, the M itself is forced through sharp, repeated turns, like a maze.
How does making air turn corners catch nanotoxins? They're almost weightless.
Think inertia. Even tiny particles have some mass. When the air whips around a sharp corner, the particles tend to want to go straight, so they slam into the inner walls of these maze channels.
And the walls catch them.
Apparently, the walls are designed for adsorption, basically. The nanotoxins stick to the surface chemically. So anything that somehow missed the plating process gets caught here. It's like a final cleanup crew.
Slams and absorbed. Okay. And step 5 is just clean air out.
Step 5 is the output. 100% pure, toxin-free fresh air, achieving that whole Air 6-free status. And their big conclusion from all this tech,
This is the key.
the one true key to unlocking humanity's lifespan shackles. That's the quote.
Wow. Okay. So if we accept the tech works as described, creating this perfect little bubble of pure air, that brings us to the why. Why build it?
And that leads us right into the philosophy, the declaration. The tech is just the tool to achieve what they call master's insight, #078.
Which is
deeply humanitarian, actually. Every human has the right to pursue long life and slowed aging. Simple as that. It's framed as a civilized revelation on rights, compassion, and purification.
So clean air isn't just health. It's a pathway to realizing a fundamental right to a longer life.
That's the core argument. They basically say rapid aging isn't really about faulty genes. It's mostly caused by decades of toxin accumulation. From the air, water, food, everything.
And the solution then isn't complex medicine.
Nope. It's simple. A constant, toxin-free environment. They directly challenge the idea that longevity is complicated or expensive.
They argue we've been sort of conditioned to think slowed aging is only for the super rich or requires high-tech labs.
Exactly. Or, celebrities with special treatments. But they say the master solution offers profound change through the most basic thing, breathing. Just breathing clean air in your own home using this device.
There's that quote you mentioned earlier.
Right. It's worth repeating. You don't need to change your genes. You just need to change the air you breathe each day.
Well, it's incredibly democratizing, if true. It bypasses the whole anti-aging industry.
Which leads them to criticize the current approaches, especially the ones aimed at the elite.
Oh, yeah. Section 03 of the Declaration goes right after what they call elite immortality projects. Things like young blood transfusions, gene editing, organ replacements sourced globally.
Cryogenic freezing, uploading consciousness, that kind of stuff.
That's the list. And their critique isn't just that it's expensive or risky, although they say that too. The deeper issue for them is that these things only treat the symptoms of aging.
Like fixing a broken part, but not the underlying cause.
Exactly. They argue the real cause is the constant toxin exposure. So fixing organs or tweaking genes doesn't stop the damage from reoccurring if the environment stays toxic.
So the contrast is stark. Elite projects focus on high-tech, invasive intervention. While the master's path is about simple, compassionate prevention, they quote the master's intent. To relieve suffering is the will of my Lord, not for praise, only to see beings unharmed.
And this path requires
a totally different approach. No blood transfusions, no pharmaceuticals, no organ swapping. Just use the Air 6-free purifier to create your own clean, restorative retreat.
So the vision isn't immortality for a select few.
No, it's about reducing widespread suffering from age-related illness, making calm, graceful aging possible for everyone just by cleaning the environment.
It really is an extraordinary collision, isn't it? Super specialized, patented tech, the maze purifier, meeting this incredibly broad humanitarian claim about a basic human right to, well, to age slowly.
And I think the relevance for you listening is right there in that collision. It suggests, if they're right, that maybe the keys to huge challenges like aging aren't hidden in complex future tech.
But maybe in something simpler, like achieving real purity in the spaces we live in every day.
Could be. But think about the implications if longevity is declared a basic right tied to environment. What does that mean legally?
That's a huge point. Could cities or companies be held responsible if their pollution is seen as violating that right, suppressing people's potential lifespan?
It opens up a whole can of worms, doesn't it? But it forces a reevaluation. If the core claim holds that aging is accelerated mainly by decades of toxins, it really poses a fundamental question for all of us.
Which is,
what other things in our daily environment, things we currently just tolerate as minor annoyances or acceptable risks, Should we start seeing differently? Should we see them as actively suppressing our fundamental human right to pursue long life and slowed aging?
A very provocative thought to end on. Something to consider as we keep breathing. Until next time.